Good evening on the World News tonight from Babagide Imo Television. First, the headlines. Nigeria at 63. FG plans low-key independence anniversary. Nigeria state to pay core members 85,000 naira stipend. Femi Falae said if Atiku wins in the United States, it will need to prove it here in Nigeria. Women struggle to death after being interviewed by TV station. Army dismisses allegation of diversions of troops allowances. And on sports, MPFL season to begin September. I am Morire Rabilalawal. The news in detail. The federal government on Monday revealed plans to mark Nigeria's 63rd independence anniversary, which is scheduled for October 1st, 2023, in a low-key ceremony. The Secretary to the Government of the Federation, George Akume, said these during a press conference in Abuja, with the FG also not inviting any world leaders. Akume further told journalists that the decision not to invite any world leaders for the 63rd independence anniversary was taken in line with the government option for a low-key preparation and celebration. Low-key celebration has nothing to do with whether we are not doing well. Economic times are hard. We are looking at it not just at the national but level, also as a family, he said. We have not invited world leaders during the inauguration of the president. 53rd world leaders were invited, so we have not invited any world leader. The report of the investigator for CBN will soon be ready for the public. As you are aware, the president has given his approval for this year's 63rd anniversary to be a low-key in line with the present economic realities. The theme of the anniversary is Nigeria at 63rd, renewed hope for unity and prosperity. Akume, while speaking on national interest, said Nigerians have all agreed to live in a peaceful, united, prosperous country despite our diversity. He added that without all this, no nation can move forward, and that the federal government is making sure that our national interest is not undermined. Taraba State's Governor Abu Kefas has approved the payment of 50,000 naira medical allowances to members of the National Youth Service Corps (NYSC) posted to schools across the state. The State Commissioner for Information and Reorientation, Zainab Usman, disclosed this in a statement on Sunday. She said the governor has also approved 25,000 naira as accommodation allowance per term and 10,000 naira as monthly support from the state government. She said he gave the approval due to the high increase in school enrollment as a result of the government's declaration of free basic education, uniforms, and other learning materials. The surge in new enrollment witnessed in our primary and secondary schools over the past 10 working days has necessitated immediate action, Mr. Usman said. Information learned that there has been a surge in enrollment in school across the state as a result of the free education policy introduced by the governor. A teacher, Isa Mohammed, who teaches at the Sali Udogo Primary School, Jalingo, said that the schools has enrolled over 300 new pupils since the resumption last week, Monday. To the next story. Femi Falae, a senior Nigerian lawyer and human rights activist, has commented as a Chicago judge prepares to make a decision about President Tinubu's academic records and the case brought by Alhaji Atiku Abubakar. According to him, if the former vice president wins in the American court, he will still need to register the verdict with the Nigeria Supreme Court. He claimed that a decision to admit the evidence presented by Alhaji Atiku Abubakar will be made by the Supreme Court judges, but he didn't interfere with the judge's potential judgment. He said in an interview that Atiku Abubakar still needs to come to Nigeria with evidence is showing about his proof from the Chicago University. A 30-year-old Chicago mother who recently spoke about violence against black women has been strangled to death, according to news. Sarah Johnson's body was found by her mother in the garage on September 18. The suspect arrested in connection with the killing was identified as 63-year-old Lawrence Ball. He has since been charged with fourth-degree murder. Prior to her killing, Jameson granted an interview to the news outlet where she spoke about violence against black women. Jamison granted the interview after she became a victim of a carjacking. I know how many sacrifices I've done for my family, my son, because she's been through a lot, Jamison said. My son had open heart surgery. He has a disability, so it means a lot to me. I'm not fixing to let this young man with a knife at that to take anything I walk at away from me. Despite a killing, Jamison's aunt said they are relieved the suspect was ultimately arrested and charged. We are honoring our legacy. We are honoring our life. But today we have a victory because this person has been caught, said Sedina Jamison. He is currently in custody, so yes, we can celebrate with a little bit of peace. Sadison Jamison also said the suspect was someone our niece regarded as a friend. This is someone she was comfortable around. Sadina Jamison said, this is someone she trusts she had no reason to fear. Army headquarters on Monday dismissed report of corruption and diversion of troops. Ration cash allowance allegedly made by troops providing security for Chinese nationals working on the Zungeru hydroelectricity dam project in Niger. Director, Army Public Relations, Brigadier General Oyema Onwachuku, stated these in Abuja that the allegation was published in some online platforms. He stated that the publication claimed that the troops alleged that their elsewhere general officers commanding Major General Bamide Dalabi and Brigadier General Jamiu Jimo did not pay their RCAs for 3 months. Contrary to insinuations made in the online report, troops deployed at the Chinese component in Niger have always been paid in tranches upon receipt of funds from the relevant functions and institutions. The last tranche payment of RCA to the troops by the affected institutions elapsed on February 28. The next tranche of payment is being processed. Army headquarters has paid the troops for March to June to ameliorate their operating conditions and to keep them at par with development elsewhere. Additionally, to cushion the effect of the tranche mode of payment, provision was made to feed the troops daily, and this has been a routine. He added that while the Nigerian Army understood concerns raised in the allegations, the Army under Lieutenant General Taurid Lagbaja had remained committed to troops' welfare. Welfare of troops takes a premium place amongst other important schemes and considerations, as it is one of the pillars of Lagbaja's command philosophy, which is to provide sound administration of personnel. A Plateau businessman, Bosari Kamaru, whose wife Kehinde Kamaru reportedly had her kidney stolen by a fake doctor during a surgical operation in Jos, has narrated how he rejected a 20 million naira bribe offered to him to bury his wife's case. Mr. Kamaru revealed these during an interview, revealing that the suspect made the offer through a police officer in Nasarawa State Command. He said, I went to the DP of the Nasarawa Gwen community to complain. His name is Timothy. The DPO called me the following morning that he wanted to see me personally. On getting there, the man told me that since yesterday till this morning, some people have been calling him for negotiation, but he did not know what to tell them because they were offering him a certain amount of money. He asked me what my position on the matter was because they calculated the time. They removed my wife's kidney. They said it was sold at 6 million naira then, but now it is worth 20 million naira. They said if they want to pay the money for the kidney, it will be 20 million naira. I said, look, officer, I'm not the type of person anyone can buy with money. Let this man come out and own up to me that he removed my wife's kidney. What do you want me to do? Alfred Alabo, Plateau Police Command spokesperson, has confirmed the arrest of a fake surgeon and 2 others. He said the main suspect was now in Nasarawa, and further investigation revealed that he was not a qualified doctor. He said he was arrested by our very dutiful DPO in Nasarawa Gobi Division, Superintendent Timothy. And also, we have also gotten 2 additional suspects so far. A lot of things have been discovered. We have also discovered the perpetrator of the hospital who is not a medical doctor, and we believe he has been parading himself. Kakere told the couple that Kenji's stomach pain was a result of appendicitis, and that they urgently required appendicitis operation, which is the short surgical operation of removal of the appendix. It was during the operation that Kakere allegedly removed one of Kenji's kidney. Moving on to the next story. 3 persons survived by a hair's breadth after a 40-foot container being conveyed by a truck fell onto a car in the Ojuelegba area of Lagos State on Sunday evening. The Director of Public Affairs and Enlightenment Department of Lagos State Traffic Management Authority, last man, Adebayo Taufik, confirmed that the incident and accident involved a Toyota Corolla car JJJ 811FB at the top of Ojuelegba Bridge in Ward Stadium. The rescue alert was triggered at about 8:45 p.m. and the emergency operations of the LASTMA and Lagos State Fire and Rescue Service intervened to rescue 2 male adults and female adults who were occupants of the car. According to a statement by the Director, Lagos State Fire and Rescue Service, Adesheye Margaret, the 3 victims are being attended to at the Lagos State Accident and Trauma Center after being administered first aid on the spot of the accident. Further confirmation revealed that only 1 male of the 3 casualties removed from the saloon car came out from the vehicle unharmed and was permitted to go right away. The remaining 2 rescued casualties, including an adult male and female, were rushed to a hospital by La Sema ambulance. The fire service said that the truck driver and his assistants were said to have fled the scene of the accident. Following the incident, an accident at Ojuelegba Junction Bridge was temporarily closed with Surulere Police Division officers said to be on the site to ensure necessary security. Moving on to the foreign story. Mali's ruling junta on Monday announced a delay to a presidential election scheduled for February that was aimed at returning civilian leaders to power in the jihadist East West African nation. The 2 rounds of voting initially set for February 4 and 18, 2024 will be slightly postponed for technical reasons, government spokesperson Abdullah Ibega said in a statement read out to reporters. Those reasons include issues linked to the adoption this year of a new constitution and a review of the electoral list, he said. He also cited a dispute with French company Idemia, which the junta says is involved in the census process. The new date for presidential election will be communicated later, Mega said. Authorities are also refusing to organize legislative elections initially scheduled for the end of 2023 before the presidential election. The junta has decided to organize exclusively the presidential election, the statement ends. Other elections will be held on the schedule established by the new authorities under the directive of the new president. Finally, on sports. The 2023-2024 Nigeria Professional Football League season will kick off this weekend. The NPFL board made the announcement in an official communication to all 20 clubs. The league body also declared that all clubs will receive a 20 million naira take-off grant. Matches involve CAF Confederation Cup campaigners, Rivers United FC and Bendel Insurance FC will be put on hold due to the continental engagement this weekend. Rivers United will entertain Etoile Filante of Burkina Faso in the second leg of the second round at the Adoke Amesiamaka Stadium, Port Harcourt on Sunday. Bendel Insurance will travel away to Morocco for their second leg clash against former champions RS Bakenen. That ends the world news from Baba Magede Imo Television this hour. Before we go, some headlines. Nigeria at 63. FDA plans low-key independence anniversary. Nigeria state to pay core members 85,000 naira stipend. Femi Falae said if Atiku wins in the United States, he will need to come to Nigeria judgment in Nigeria. And moving on finally to sport, NPFL season to begin September 30th. For more updates of our broadcast on YouTube, our handle is Baba Magede Imo Television. Kindly subscribe and click on the notification bell, select option all to access all of our broadcasts. On Facebook, Bagede Imo with Alawiye Adebayo. Please like and follow the page. For advertisement certificates and services, coverage of events and functions, please dial the phone number streaming on the screen. Not every action you give reactions to. My name is Moriri Rebila Lawa. Good evening.